just have the feet kind of about hip width, a bit further, sorry, mat width apart. Lie down onto the back, just rest the hands onto the front of the body, onto the belly. Let the knees rest in towards one another. Sink the shoulders down. Get comfortable into fidget or wriggle. Then do so, get that out of the system. Just take a big breath in. And a big exhale, sigh out. And a big breath in. And a big exhale, sigh out. 2 more, breath in. And out. And breath in. And out. Start moving fairly quickly. So bring the knees into the chest. Just rock from side to side. See how it feels into the lower back, into the hips. You want to even go for just a happy baby. You can take the soles of the feet up to the sky, hold ankles or feet, and just wriggle around a little there. Get some movement into the backs, into the shoulders, the lower back, around the hips. And then come back to center. Place the feet down. Just tilt the tailbone under. So now more of the lower back scoops into the floor. Trying to keep the shoulders down. So as we're led here, there's quite a lot of the spine in contact with the ground. I'm going to try and keep that. Bring the knees into a tabletop position. So pull the abdominals down. Knees stack directly above the hips. Reach the arms up to the sky. Have the hands into a prayer position. Arms up. Now torso staying flat, back is staying flat to the floor. I want you to take the right arm out to the side. So keep the body still. Take the right arm out. Feel the work through the abdominals and then bring the right arm back in. So all the anti-rotation muscles in the torso. Take the left arm out and bring it back in. Keep pulling the navel to spine. We'll go twice more each side. So it's a slow movement. Right arm out to the side and bring it back. Squeeze the knees together if that helps you think about keeping the lower body still. Abdominals should almost be shaking as they work. And come back to center. Should have 1 more to the left side. And then bring it back. So you can either stay here, exactly the same exercise, or this time, as you take the right arm out, you start to slightly rotate the knees over to the left. Try not to let them fall to the left-hand side. Bring the right hand back and bring the knees back to the center. Left arm travels out to the side, knees rotate over to the right, hold, and then bring it back. So if you're moving just the arms, you've got 3 more each side. And if you're moving the legs as well, you've also got 3 more each side. That we're just adding that twist through the legs, through the waist. Trying not to fall. So trying not to drop out of the twist when we get to the bottom of it. It's finding that point where we can go as far as possible, but without falling, without collapsing. So how far can we go and keep control? Make this your last one. So take it right arm out, maybe knees to the left, or maybe knees are staying up to the sky. And bring it back. And this will be our last one. Knees to the right, arm to the left. And bring it back to center. Now find your center, squeeze the knees together. This time we're just keeping the legs there. Now turn the palms so they face to the knees. I want to keep the abdominals in, keep the navel pulling to spine. Extend the left arm overhead. Don't let it touch the floor, just hold it there. Should feel some work into the abdominals. Imagine you've got a heavy weight in that left hand, and then bring the left hand back in. Extend and stretch the right arm overhead. Slow movements. Hold it, and then bring it back in. 2 more each side. So take the left arm away and bring it back. Take the right arm away and bring it back. Keep reminding yourself to squeeze into the knees. Left arm out and bring it back. Right arm out And bring it back. Hold the arms there. Just plant the feet to the floor. Keep pulling the belly button in. So maybe you've got to scoop the tailbone under. Reach the arms up. Let the shoulders come off the ground. Keep looking to the thumbs. Curl up. Bring the hands so they shoot over the knees. And then see if you can reach up and roll up through the spine. So pull the spine off the floor, trying without using the hands. Come to a seat. And then tummy draws in, roll it back down. As slowly as that. So we're not dropping to the floor, not hinging at the hips, we're rolling through the spine. Pull the belly in, let the shoulders find the ground. Come back here to center, keep the back flat, bring the knees into tabletop. This time as you take the left arm back, stretch the right leg away, and then bring them back in. Doesn't have to be a long movement, they might only go half a foot or a couple of inches away, and then bring it back. Plant the feet to the floor. Reach the head, neck, shoulders up. Send the hands towards the tops of the knees, and then reach beyond the knees, curl up. So really use the abdominals, pull up, draw the tummy in, stretch up and away. Exhale, roll it back down. Slow movement down. Navel in, tailbone tucks. Then the lower back comes to the floor, then the middle back. Then finally the shoulders and the upper back, arms stay there overhead, knees come into tabletop. This time we'll go twice. So left arm back, right leg away, and bring it back in. Left leg, right arm, and bring it back in. On left arm, right leg, and bring it back. Right arm, left leg. And bring it back. Place the feet down. Curl the head, neck, shoulders up. Reach the hands towards the knees and beyond the knees. Imagine someone's pulling the hands. Curl up, pull the belly in. Reach up and stretch beyond the seats. And then exhale, lower it back down. Slowly pull the belly in. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll to the lower back. Then to the middle back. To the shoulder blades, and then take the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, kick the heels of the hands away, stretch the legs away, just have a big long stretch there through the waist. Maybe take the right hand, hold around the left wrist, slightly side bend over to the right so you stretch the left side. Come back to center, left hand around the right wrist, slightly side bend to the left. So you stretch that right side. And then come back to center. Walk the feet in. Again, just lift, if you like, the tailbone and tuck the pelvis under. So we've got contact lower back with the ground. Want to keep that contact, bring the knees back into tabletop. Now you can stay with the upper body down. I find it a bit easier to interlace behind my head and lift up. I find that kind of locks me down to the ground a bit more. Whereas when I'm here, I'm quite lordotic, so I lift. Got quite a curve in my lower back, so I lift the lower back. So either leg down on the floor, arms down by the side. Or if you want the support, lift the head up and use that to draw the lower body down. Knees are together, stacked over the hips. Try not to bring them too far in. They're over the hips. I'm going to tap the right toes down to the floor and bring it back. Look to the belly button if you're lifting the head. Tap the left toes and bring it back for each side. So tap to the right, bring it back. Tap to the left, bring it back. To the right and bring it back. To the left and bring back. Two more each side. See if as you're looking at the belly button, you can pull it in more. Wish the belly button in. And then last one. Come back. Bring the knees into the chest, just lie down, rock it side to side. And then if you had your head on the floor for the last one, we're all going to bring it up this time. So interlace behind the head, keep the elbows nice and wide and open. Lift and curl the head, neck and the chest up. Point the toes to the sky, even if the knees stay bent, legs don't have to be super straight. There can be a slight bend in the knees, curl up. Again, looking to the belly button. And visually maintaining, making sure that we keep pulling down. Stretch the right leg away, but not to the floor. And bring it back. Belly in. Stretch the left leg away, but not to the floor. And bring it back. 5 more each side. So to the right. And bring it back. To the left. And bring it back. Right, can you pull the navel down more? Curl the head, neck, shoulders up. And then there's another 3 each side. So lengthen more. Point those right toes as you extend and bring it back. Point the left toes as you extend. Really, really reach and bring it back. Another 2 on the right and 2 on the left. This will be our last one. Curl up, navel in. Keep lifting through the upper body. Keep drawing the abdominals down. And then come back. Support behind the knees, pull them in. And then rock up to a seat. Place the feet to the floor. So as you sit up nice and tall, now you're on your seat bones. It's kind of quite hard to hold yourself all the way up there. Let yourself drop back. So you're on the back of the seat bones and you're on more of the tailbone. You're scooping the tailbone under. You see there's a rounding through my spine. I'm not straight through the back. Rounding into the spine. Let yourself fall back a bit further. Take the arms out in front of you. Bring the hands into a prayer. Pull the belly in. So keep this big C shape through the back. Keep the feet down into the ground. Reach the right arm out to the side. And then bring the right hand back. Take the left arm out to the side. And bring the left arm back. Just 3 more each side. So to the right. And bring it back. To the left. And bring it back. 2 more. Keep pulling the belly in. Try and keep that big C shape through the spine. You can have abs of steel all week. Or they'll be hurting all week anyway. Okay, back to here. Hold on to the shins. Bring yourself up. Just cross the shins in. Bring the hands down to the floor and step back to all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you send the tailbone back, look forwards, find quite a nice big stretch through the abdominals. Not rushing your cat-cow. And then round it out. And look forwards. Open the chest. Can you pull the shoulders down so that the chest can move further forwards and round out? Take 1 more in this forward, backward direction. So you're opening the chest forwards, lifting the heart forward, sending the tailbone back, and then rounding out. Hold that rounded position through the spine. Just twice each side. We're going to draw big rotations through the back. So big circle getting into the shoulders, the hips and the waist. And then when we've done those 2 in that direction, we just send it the other way. And then come back to center. Work into the legs and the glutes. So just take the knees a little further back, just 1 inch or so. You can stay on hands if you like, because we're going to extend the leg back. I find if I stay on hands, I'm a bit higher and it's easier for me to drop into my lower back, but that's my norm to drop there. So I find it easier to come to elbows, but if you want to stay on hands, you can. I just want you to make sure that this part of your back stays flat. We don't drop into the abdomen. So instead we pull the abdomen in, we support the lower back. So I've got my right leg extended, toes just touching the floor, navel to spine, and I can push down slightly into my forearms here so that I know I'm not dropping into the chest. And then you're going to keep that right leg extended, lift the right heel to the ceiling, and then lower it back down. So as you're reaching that right leg up and down, think about kicking the right heel to the back of the mat. You can try and find a slight squeeze at the top of each movement. Keep reminding yourself to pull the abdominals in. We've got another 10. Toes just tap. So don't drop the leg, don't force the toes to the floor. Slow movements. Feel that work. Might be the back of the hamstring or the glute that you feel first. Keeping the leg long and straight, leading with the heel for another 3, 2, On one, keep reaching that leg back. Now bend the right knee, and my heel is ready to kick up to the ceiling. So keep the navel in, keep pushing into the arms. I'm going to reach the right heel to the ceiling and then lower it back down. Not all the way to the floor with the knee, just kicking up, lower a few inches, kick up, lower a few inches. Go for another 12 and lower, 11, lower. Keep kicking with the heel. Should now be feeling it into the glutes. Go for 7, 6, 5, 4, navel in, push into the forearms if you're down. Keep the back from dipping if you're on the hands. 2, 1. Now re-extend the leg. This time you're going to lift up, take a little pulse higher, and then lower it down. Lift up, pulse higher, and then lower it down. So lift, take a pulse, and lower. Lift, pulse, and lower. 5 more. Lift, pulse, and lower. Lift, pulse, and lower. 3, lift, pulse, and lower. Lift, pulse, and lower. Last one, lift, pulse, and lower. Bring the right knee in. Just sit back into a child's pose. So just stretch back, rock side to side, stretch out around the hips, the glutes, the lower back. Massage the forehead to the floor if you like. Just take the hands, give them a bit of a roll, pressure off the wrists if you were down on hands, not forearms. And then bring it back to center. So realign yourself. You're either on hands, avoiding dipping in the back, or you're on forearms, so you can push down into the forearms and you can pull in through the front of the body. Keep the right knee there. Extend the left leg back. So already my left heel kicks away, that left leg stays straight. Navel in, lift, feel a slight squeeze and lower. Lift, slight squeeze and lower. Keep going, try and keep the back of the neck neutral. So gaze right down towards the mat so that the neck just becomes an extension of the spine. If you let go of the abdominals, draw them back in. Pushing down into the hands so we don't collapse into the chest and shoulders, or pushing down into the forearms, depending where you are. Another 5, lower. 4, lower. 3, lower. 2, lower. 1, hold it there. Navel in, bend the left knee. So now my left heel is going to kick up to the sky. Kick up and lower down. Don't lower the knee all the way to the floor. The movement only needs to be maybe 2, 3, 4 inches. Driving that heel up, keeping the navel in. So you're thinking, am I dropping into the back, or am I keeping the navel supporting around the spine and the lower back? Go for another 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. Extend again, toes down. Lift, little pulse, and lower. Lift, little pulse, and lower. So it's like an extra little kick, and lower. Lift, extra kick, and lower. Lift, extra kick, and lower for 5. Keep the neck neutral. 4, belly in. 3, and 2, and 1. Knees together. Sit back into your child's pose. Stretch that out. See if you can sit further back. That's why I like to wriggle. See if I can get back into the hips a bit more. And then come push into hands, push up to all 4s, and then lie down all the way onto your front. So bring yourself down to the floor. Just make a pillow with the hands rest the forehead down, elbows out to the side. So I'm going to come further back, so I've got more room in front of me. Hands on the forehead, elbows out, toes pointing back, and legs zipped together. So my legs are strong, one leg, I'm going to keep my forehead and hand connection. I'm going to lift the forehead, the hands, the elbows, the arms, the chest. Keep that lift. Squeeze the legs together. Feel the glutes working. And I want you to feel strength, feel engagement in the middle upper back. Squeeze the glutes more. Lift the chest higher. Keep the forehead, keep that hand connection. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest it down. So that was one long hold. We're now going to go up and down with the breath. So keep the legs super glued together. The inhale will take you up. The exhale will bring you down. So hands to head, forehead to hands. Going to inhale, lift the chest. Open as much as you can. Exhale, lower it down. Keep the legs squeezing. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, hold. 5, lift 4, lift 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Stretch back again into that child's pose. So reach the hips back, stretch the arms out, the head in, making sure you're giving the neck a chance to relax. And then push into the hands. Come forwards to all fours, hands and knees, and then walk the hands a little further forward. So here the hands are right underneath the shoulders. Take them a good few inches further forwards. And you might have to change. You'll get used to where it feels right for you. I'm going to bring the body forward. So I'm keeping my navel in like almost this half plank position. So my knees are down. Half push-ups. I'm going to bend the elbows into the side of the body. Bring the chest down, but keep the chest open. Don't be rounding in. Keep the gaze forwards. And then push back up. All the time, keep the navel in. There's 4 more. So a half push-up. Tummy in. And push back. 3 more. Keep the chest open, gaze forwards, half push up, and bring it back. Chest forwards, and bring it back. Final 1, half push up, navel in, tummy in. Let it go to the floor, point the toes, and then push into the tops of the feet, push down into the hands, stretch up for an up dog so you can lift the hips off the floor if you like. Take a big long stretch through the front of the body. Rest the knees, sit back, just come all the way back, walk the hands in. Sit up tall, just rest the hands on the knees, close the eyes, pull the shoulders down the back, relax the breath. So find an easy, steady breath. 2 more. Okay, and then come forward. So bring the hands forwards. I'm going to start on the left side so that I can see you guys whilst I do the first side. If you want to do it just so that you can see me, we're going to do both sides anyway. So I've got my left hand down, left knee down. Take the right leg back and reach the right arm up to the sky. So this side plank variation to start with. Keeping the waist lifted, so try not to collapse down. Keep lifted here through the left hip. Reach the right arm up. I'm going to take that right arm through, rotate and twist, reaching to the left, and then I inhale, come back up, reach the right arm to the sky. 4 more. So thread that right arm through, twist and reach, and bring it all the way back up. Probably going to lose an AirPod once I'm doing this. Go for 3 more. So reach, twist and stretch, bring it through. Reach, twist and stretch, and bring it through. Go for 2 more. And come up and down. And come up. Hold it up there. Take that bottom knee just an inch further away. Keep the right leg stretching out. Then lower that left hip down. Lift the left hip back up. Squeeze this left side waist. Lower down. And lift back up. 3 more, lower and lift, lower and lift. Last one, lower and lift. Bring the right hand down, bring the right knee down, and just swap over, take it to the other side. So stack on the right hand, the right hip, the right knee, sorry, keep the right hip lifted. Take the left leg back, reach the left arm up to the sky. Big inhale breath to prepare. Exhale, thread that left arm through, reach and rotate. Inhale, unravel, reach up. Exhale, take it round and through, reach and stretch as much as you can. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it round and through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it round and through. Last one, reach up. Take it round and through, stretch even further, and then come back to center. Reaching that left arm up, you might need to reposition, take the right knee a fraction further away. You're gonna lower the hips down, and then lift back up, squeezing that right side waist. Lower, and squeeze. Lower, and squeeze. Lower, and squeeze. Last 2, lower the right hip and lift. Lower the hips and lift. Bring the left hand down, both knees down, and then just tuck the toes. We'll take our first big long stretch back into downward dog. So extend the hips to the sky, push down through the heels, push down through the hands, open the backs of the legs, the sides of the waist, the shoulders, push into the palms. Give the neck a good shake, give the head a wiggle from side to side. And then come forwards, rest the knees down. We're gonna lie down onto our side. So look at your mat, the back of your mat, and line up with the back of the mat. So your left hip down, left shoulder, and then you can support the head. So I'm in a straight line, my hips, my torso, it's all lined up to the back of the mat. Knees are bent, my feet, my heels are also touching the back of the mat. So I've got this straight line all the way here down the back. Now try not to let the left side of the waist drop. Pull up that left side of the waist. So you could actually slide a finger underneath that left side of the waist and keep that lifted. I'll keep prompting you. So don't drop into that left side. You can take the right hand onto the right hip. First of all, we're going to keep the feet together. It's not a huge movement. We're just going to open the right knee up and lower it down. So you want to start to feel it in the outside of the right hip. Not huge, big movement. Don't want the hip to fall back, the right hip to fall back. Just want the movement to be through the thigh. So keep going there. Ask yourself, have you let that left side drop? Pull the navel in. Go for another 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep pulling the underside waist in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Kick the right leg away. So the right leg stays off the floor, the leg straight. My toes are pulling back to the face. The heel kicks down. Now turn the toes slightly up to the ceiling. So the leg externally rotates a little. Right hand can come to support you just in front, making sure there's this gap here. Lift the right leg and lower, but don't touch the floor. Lift the right leg and lower, but don't touch the floor. So keep lifting and lowering. That leg is in line with the back of the mat. Not going any further back, not going any further forwards. 10, 9. Keep pulling the underside waist in. Should be feeling it in the outside of the thigh. 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee again, stack it on top of the left knee like it was before, hand back to the waist, making sure we're pulling in here. Open the knees. Now kick and point the right leg away. close the feet together, bring the knees back, open, point, extend, close, and bring it back, open, point, extend, rebend, bring it back. Go for 5, extend, feet together and close, lift that waist, 4, extend, feet together and close, open, extend, feet together and close. Last 2, it should be really juicy by now, and close, open, extend, feet together and close. Now bring that right thigh in front of you, come off the elbow, rest onto the shoulder, open that right arm over for a twist all the way through the outside of that right hip. Should be rather a good stretch. Give it a few breaths. And then come back. You can flip over. I'm just going to come to the other side of the mat so we can still see you guys. I want you to be led on your right hip this time. The right hip, shoulder, torso in line with the mat. Just make sure you're not open up to the ceiling. I want you to come so left hip is stacked on top of right hip. Position yourself, get comfy. Remember, you're trying not to drop in this right side of the waist here. So we're trying to keep some height there into the right side of the waist. Keep the navel pulling in. Left hand to the left hip, and we start, it's just that movement in the knees. So at first, it doesn't feel like much, but enjoy this stage because you know what's coming. Just opening, closing, opening, closing. It's a small contraction just into the outside of the hip. My top hip isn't moving. If I put my hand on that left hip, pelvis stays the same. It's just the left thigh moving up and lowering down. We go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kick that left leg away. So you're kicking the heel away. Keep lifting that side waist. Pull the navel in. Toes turn slightly up to the ceiling, so there's already more work into the outside of the hip. And then we're going to lift and lower, but don't touch the floor. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Again, movement is just the leg. We're trying not to move the pelvis. Have you let the right side of the waist drop? Or can you pull that right side back? We'll go for another 8. Lower. 7. Lower. Keep that left leg very active. Toes turn slightly up to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet together. So the knees stack once more. Remind yourself to lift here underneath the waist. Open the left hip. Kick and extend. Close the feet. Shut the knees. Open. Extend. Feet. Knees. Open. Extend. Feet. Knees. Keep lifting that right side. Extend. Feet. Knees. The good thing is, when this gets so painful, you can take your mind off it by thinking, am I dropping in that right side waist? 3, close, together, open, 2, close, together, last 1, extend, feet together and close, hold that left thigh, bring it forwards, come off the right shoulder, the right elbow, and then open that left side back, so twisting through the spine, opening around and through that left side of the waist. Taking a few breaths. Let the left shoulder find the floor. Twist and release through the spine. And then our last exercise, or last set of exercises. So come onto your back. Now down onto your back. Feet about hip width apart. Get flat onto the back. Take the arms out to the side. You can just wriggle the knees from left to right first of all. Find that's kind of a nice way to just massage the back of the hips and the glutes. Okay, and then flat. Tuck the tailbone, abdominals in, lower back flat to the floor, feet push down. I'm going to start with really slow rolls up and down the spine. So we did this seated, but we're going to go the other way. So arms come down, push the hands into the floor, the triceps and the shoulders. Now tuck the tailbone slightly and then roll the lower back, middle back, and the upper back off the floor. Squeeze the glutes at the top and then roll down just as slowly as you came up. So we're trying to strengthen the backs of the legs and the glutes, but also because we're controlling the movement so much with the abdominals, I'm going to feel it into the front of the body. So go again, tilt the tailbone off the floor, and then the lower back, middle back, upper back. Squeeze at the top, control that roll down. So it's a roll, no jolting, no dropping, no hinging in the spine. Slow movements up, slow movements down. 2 more. Roll the tailbone, lower back, middle back, and upper back. Push down into the feet, squeeze the glutes, and roll. Smooth, slow movements. Let the tailbone land, and then there's 1 more. Tailbone, lower back, to the middle back, to the upper back, pushing into the hands. Hold this one up, squeeze the glutes. Now lift the toes and the front of the feet so you're just driving down onto heels. Keep the belly button pulling in, lower the hips, and squeeze up. So now it's not a roll, we're just lowering the hips and pushing back up, but the toes are lifted, driving down into the heels. So we feel it into the back of the legs and into the glutes. Make sure when you come up, you really squeeze and lower. For 10, lower, 9, keep pulling the abdominals in, so don't just stick them up and out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, hold the hips up, we're staying on the heels. Tuck the tailbone more, so even more squeeze through the glutes, even more length through the tailbone. We're holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. Carefully, slowly roll that to the floor. Heel toe the feet towards one another and then drop the knees out to the side. So the outside edges of the feet are pushing down into the floor. Now make the feet active. So the soles of the feet are together, but you pull the toes back to the face and be strong through the feet and the ankles. Arms down by the side. Push the hips up to the sky. So I'm still on the outside edges of my feet. And then lower down. There's 10 here. So 9, lower. 8, lower. 7, lower. 6, lower. 5, lower. 4, tailbone lengthening, belly in. 3, 2, hold it up on 1. Scoop the tailbone under, squeeze into the glutes. Push down more into the feet. Hold it for 5, 4, tailbone under, 3, belly in, 2. And then on 1, roll it down, take your time. Bring the knees into the chest. Part the knees out wide, soles of the feet to the sky. Reach for the ankles or the feet. Rocking, moving into happy baby. Stretch around the lower back. Depending how the legs feel, you might try and extend the legs, have a bit of a stretch through the hamstrings, pushing the heels away. Even if the legs don't straighten and you feel that stretch, then that's great. And then feet to the floor, arms out wide, knees to the right, back to center, knees to the left, back to center, feet out mat width, knees rest in, onto one another, hands to the belly. Take a big inhale breath. And a big sigh out, exhale. And an inhale breath. Sigh out, exhale. 3 more like that. With the exhale, let go of everything you don't need. Slowing the breath down, slowing the heart rate. calming the nervous system, sinking through the shoulders, weight through the back of the head. Relax through the whole body. Notice the sensation underneath the hands, the movement of the breath. Energized, but relaxed through the body. Calm through the mind. And just bring the knees in. Give yourself a good hug with some momentum, rock up. Keep the eyes closed. Place the hands on the knees and then just flip the palms up. Pull the shoulders back. Give yourself a gentle reminder to try and keep the shoulders back throughout the rest of the day. Notice that length you find in the seat and feel the support around the waist, support from the abdominals. Another little reminder to try and keep that throughout your day. And then we'll take a big breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. Interlace the hands, flip the heels of the hands, maybe like you would in the morning, slight stretch, side to side. It is the morning, so like you would right now. And come back to center. Bring the hands down into prayer. Just bow the chin in. Thank yourself for giving up 45 minutes to practice this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fabulous week.